episode of Talking Politics here at The Hindu with me, Nistula Hebbar, where we look at the news making the headlines in domestic politics this week. Well, polls in 4 states and one union territory, which we've been talking about in our previous episodes, have all come and gone. Results have been declared, governments have been sworn in. But it seems the tug of war, or an outright war, between the Trinamool Congress and the BJP at the center continues unabated. This has as much to do with the past as it has to do with future equations between the ruling party and oppositional equations. Let's look at what has happened since the results in West Bengal. Almost immediately after the results of the West Bengal Assembly elections came out, opposition party members of the BJP, the CPM, and the Congress accused the victorious TMC cadre of perpetrating post-poll violence against their own cadre. Some of the figures shared by the RSS and the BJP with me during a meeting on Wednesday put the toll at 28 of their cadre killed, 4,000 dwellings damaged by TMC cadre, and about 3,500 people having fled the state to the nearby states of Assam and Jharkhand. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also expressed concerns about the law and order situation in the state and dialed Governor Jagdeep Dhankar to have a look at the issue and also go to the succor of those who were affected by the violence. The newly sworn in West Bengal government and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee have firmly disputed the figures being put out by the BJP and have accused central ministers of making incendiary statements and stoking post-poll violence in the state, trying to destabilize her government and basically acting like a sore loser in the electoral contest. This was, however, not the only flashpoint that occurred between the ruling BJP at the center and the Trinamool Congress, which was in power in West Bengal. This week, the CBI furnished arrest warrants against 4 senior Trinamool leaders, including 2 ministers, Firhad Hakim and Subrata Mukherjee, and 2 MLAs, Madan Mitra and Shravan Chatterjee, in the Narada scam case. It didn't take long for the TMC to cry vendetta, political vendetta at that, at the furnishing of these arrest warrants, because 2 other leaders who had been mentioned in connection with this long-running Narada scam were Shubhendu Adhikari and Mukul Roy, who are now luminaries of West Bengal BJP. And therefore, TMC felt that the cornering of their ministers and their MLAs in connection with this case and avoiding arrests of these 2 senior BJP leaders clearly demonstrated that there was a political vendetta going on. Very dramatic bail hearings were held. The matter has been referred to a larger bench, and the hearings are going on at the time of taping this particular episode of Talking Politics. Is political rivalry a failure to accept defeat in elections, or an assertion of a triumphalist TMC the only explanation for this take no prisoners kind of face-off? Well, much has to do with the political history of the state. Before the TMC came to power, it had been the target of political domination, sometimes by violence, by the ruling left front. While the TMC came to power, the shoe was on the other foot. Many left and Congress cadre who felt the domination of the TMC keenly and found their party organization wanting in providing security went over to the BJP, who seemed proactive in this regard. Therefore, there is a very real worry in the BJP that this kind of a support that they have received, that saw them going from 3 seats in the West Bengal Assembly in 2016 to 77 currently, may well erode if it's not proactive in providing support to its people. For Mamata Banerjee, this constant fight with the center has also become a part of her USP as far as being an oppositional leader is concerned. Not for her, the issue-based, policy-based support that other opposition and big regional leaders have been doing in parliament so far, including the Biju Janata Dal and the YSRCP. She has been at the forefront of consistently opposing the Narendra Modi government and may well acquire pole position in oppositional politics. Whatever be the case, this kind of a situation, this face-off between the West Bengal government and the centre does not seem to be going away in a hurry. And we will be there anytime later that this pops up and captures the headlines. For this week, That's all there is to it. And thank you for being with us.